All right, welcome back. So in the last video, we have seen how we have defined the DB for our input and output. Now we will make a function to move the values from tags to our DB. So basically we want this information in our DB as well. So how we can do that? So I will cross this or maybe minimize this screen. And we go to our program block and we create a new block. We go to function and here I will write read write. So this is just a function and I would prefer to do that in SCL because this will make it very easy. Okay, so I make an SCL function. Now what do we want? We want to move the value from the tags to DB. So tag inputs will go to the DB inputs. So I will open the DB inputs here. So for example, I will take this input here. So this is my DB input and here I will write reading inputs from PLC tags. So you basically just drag the first input here, okay, put this semicolon equivalent to. Now where do we get the information from? This first input from the first tag. So just drag it here and put a semicolon. So that's it. Now the PLC tag will write to first tag of the structure. Okay, press enter. Similarly, the second input is the stop. And just to make it quickly, I will make a few more enters and I will just do like this. So these are my 4 inputs. I will copy this part, paste, paste, paste. Now I just need to drag the output signal from here. Output, EX out, and the speed as well. And then you just put the semicolon next to it. Okay, so this is how quickly you have read the inputs from PLC tag into a database. Now coming for the outputs. So I'll copy this comment, writing outputs to PLC tag. Or to make it complete, reading input from PLC tag into database. Writing output to PLC tag from database. Okay. Now these are the outputs and these should get the value. So PLC tag will come first. QR speed, speed indication, forward, reverse, and error. Because if you know the SCL, the information flow from right to left. So the PLC tag send information to the DB, stop information sent to DB. So in this case, in the other case, we want to write the DB outputs into the PLC tag. So DB output comes later. So I will just copy this guy here, paste, 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 paste. And now comes the speed. If you have any doubt in this step, you can post me a comment, but I hope you understand how we are moving the information. Okay, here, this goes here, this goes here. That's it. So we have completed our moving of values. So this function is complete. Now, the last step is, which most of the time we forget, we define the function, we write the function, but we never call in the main program. So you have to call this function into your main program. Otherwise it will not be executed because this main DB OB1 is a DB where PLC makes all the executions. So if you don't move the program here, PLC will not execute it. So let me just download it now. Download the device, software only changes, load. So this will take a few seconds and now it's loaded and you will see here now this is the DB information. This is the data conversion and you can see that the information is being reflected here. So we have start false because start button is not pressed. E-stop is also NC. So if I click it, you can see this is getting false. Really easy. And this is start and that's stop. And you can also check the outputs. I'm pretty much sure you can directly access the output. So for example, if I make this forward true, this is true, and you will see that here this indicator is on. And if you make the reverse true, you will see another output is on. Reverse is on. So this is a quick way to check the information from your DB, because this DB is writing to the PLC tag output. So if you want to write the speed here, let's say 5.0, modify 5.0. In this case, this should be running. Oh, this is forced. Wait, now it's released. Now you can see that this is running at 5.0. If I reduce it to 4.0, you will see speed has been reduced. All right, so this DB can be turned on, can be actuated directly from the data block. Okay, so we'll just make it false, and this false as well. Now when you go back to your main program, which is already here, let me make it down. I want to have this 2 dB. Okay, now you can make the main program. Suppose if I just for the demonstration, I use a start switch, and I will take a button, an indicator, which is my forward. You can do anything you want. This is my logic. If my input start button is pressed, my output forward will be on. So let's download this logic in the PLC. Load it. So now the information is running in the data blocks. So if I show you here, I will show you the DB as well. Okay, when I press start, my output is on. So now how the information is flowing, if you go back to mind map, we go inside the DB, drill down, and you have PLC tag, which is constantly coming to the DB in, and PLC output, which is going out. All right, and we have the main logic, which is using this DB. So this programming inside it's also in the main logic. This FC is in the main logic. I don't know if I can define a boundary, or boundary is already defined. Yeah, I can maybe make a summary. This is the main OB1. So this is in the main OB. This basically this function. So the summaries for the function is in the main OB. And the function is moving the value from tags to DB, and this DB is used in main OB for the ladder logic. So this is how the structure is. So initially the values from the field, which is this field, is coming to our PLC tags here. Okay, and then we move these tags into the data block using this function read write, and then we use this data block in the addressing of our main OBI. Okay, so this is a small example of how structure works, basically how the data block works, and inside the data block we have took the structure. Okay, so this is how we have used the structure to organize our information using DB and the combination of Boolean and Readian in a structure. If you have any doubt in this video, you can post me a comment or write me a message. Otherwise, we will continue in our next lesson. Thank you.